All right, let's go. Fighting Frog versus Griff. All right, guys, we have Fighting Frog versus Griff. What's up, Rigatron? And I got to get rid of the Dave Testa open thing on here, but you know what? We're going to have to probably keep it for now. Oh, shit. You know what? I don't even like this scene. Let me go back to my main one. Game Egg. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Well, nothing we could have done better here, guys. Welcome, K-Meg. Sorry, guys. The game has started. And I'm changing scenes. So we're going to fix that. Anyway, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood. Give it up for Platinum Heroes. Fighting Frog, who's playing random and 12 pulling. As is Zerg. And his opponent at the bottom left. You guys all know I'm representing Psystorm Gaming in the blue. Give it up for Griff. What up, K-Mag? You're Rigatron. Griff, of course, going for a cannon rush. He's going to be like, oh, heck and heck. I'm getting 12 pulled. Whoa, what is this? Griff's going for a proxy gate or something? Griff has got to be sweating because he's like, oh, crap. I'm getting 12 pulled. Well, hopefully all the audio is working. Let's see if I'm muted or something too. Nope, I'm not. Good stuff.
Rigatron1 says, let's go Zerg.
Alright, there's going to be a photon cannon and a gate. Griff's hiding it. I guess this is his 12 pull action. Hopefully he sends a probe back. He is going to do so. Graf walling off completely on this as much as he can, trying to get a proxy going. Oh no, the photon cannon is go. Nice that was a sick cancel by Graf actually. One photon cannon coming down. Is looking like it's in a little bit of trouble. Oh, the photon cannon survives. Graf has to play the game out now. Zelly boy coming down, Hatch on the way. Fighting Frog. He used to be a 6K random player, by the way, guys. It's been a minute since I've seen old Fighting Frog here. Is Graf macroing behind this at all? Let's see, he's got his core. No gases just yet. He's had to make a lot of cancels and has invested a lot in this, but there is going to be a Zealot out soon. Forward-facing cannon. Alright, now we're getting our first gas. Second gas. Wait, he only has one probe on the map and is completely walled in. I wouldn't have hated him to leave one out. Or a Nexus. Alright, so Fighting Frog not going for any gas yet still. He's going for a spine. I don't think Graf's really going to creep in too much. He's building another cannon? What a mad lad. But at the same time, Fighting Frog is not going for a Roach Warren or anything. This is interesting. He's like macroing out of this extreme. This is a weird game. I think we actually have a game that's not over in like 3 minutes so far. Alright, we got our shield battery, we got a Stalker. Stalker's rallied over there. Graf might want to be careful and fix his rally. Okay, he's changing it a bit. Graf is going to put some pressure out with the Stalker. I almost wouldn't hate a proxy Nexus with this, no. You guys are going to be like, Dave, you're absolutely Dave with that one. But the reason why is shield battery overcharge and near field shield batteries. Graf going Stalkers, and this is a Ling opener. He's expecting roaches. We're just now getting our first gas for Fighting Frog. We have another cannon coming in the front. But Graf could be in a lot of trouble against the Nidus. With all this investment to the front line. He's just going Stalkers, no Warp Gate. Okay, there's a Stargate from the Grefster. Fighting Frog's now got his gas saturation. I wonder if he's going to go like straight to Lair, or is he going to go into Metabolic Boost? Might be a response to either Nidus or Mutas. He's still building Lings. I'm thinking he's going to go for a Nidus. So Graf may be caught off guard here. And again, that's why a proxy Nexus wouldn't be bad in a way. Like over here, yeah, the Queens can hit probes from the high ground, but and the Spores, but you get there's a few reasons. Or over here would be safest. Void Ray coming out, more Spine Crawlers, more things that don't shoot up other than Queens. Queen's good unit. That's too many Queens for a Void Ray to get much work done, unfortunately. It gives them high ground vision. But I do like the continued Stalker production. Welcome, JLT. Alright, this is strange. A Baneling Nest. Wasn't expecting that. No metabolic boost for our Zerglings. No Lair. No Roach Warren. This game is... We're gaming here, guys. We are gaming here. First Void Ray has arrived. Graf going for a Fleet Bacon back at home. We have a defensive Photon Cannon here. We have a Pylon scouting for Niduses. So I guess Graf is in a position. Spore Crawler on the way in the main base. Is Graf going to go Carriers or Tempest? We know this kid is going to meme, but... Oh, he does have the second probe up. What the dude? Okay, Graf's going for this Nexus. He's going to recall the 2 Stalkers. Because he's transitioning to Fleet Beacon. So, that being said... We're now into a weird spot. There's a lot of banelings being made. Okay, so this is just the Bane bust and slow lings. Tempest on the way. This actually could be devastating. Because that's a lot of cannons and stuff, but with enough banelings, they are slow banes. Everything's kind of clumped up together. Alright, Void Ray going to hit here. The Nexus coming in. We don't... I think we're just going to see a massive Bane bust out of this. With everything else just to bust through. Same time, first Tempest is out. The Void Ray going to be a distraction from the Queens. Ref doesn't see all this. And this could be a huge issue. We're gaming here, folks. This isn't a game that we see every day today. I like it. It's different. What's up, Skitube? This game is certainly different. It was a cannon rush versus a 12 pool, and Fighting Frog playing random, or maybe just playing Zerg. A blast from the past. I've not seen this guy play in a while. Second Tempest has arrived. Tectonic Destabilizers on the way, but there's nothing but Ling Bane being made. At 78 army supply, I think this is just gonna get destroyed. What the hell are we watching, guys? This is gaming. As Tempest come out, though, it is scary for the push-in, but Fighting Frog might just be able to breach everything. And this Nexus is right on the path. There's no cheeky, like, proxy base. Zerg should have just ran around to the base. Yeah, well, Graf putting enough cannons in the front line, like... Earlier on, there's not that many lings in a 12 pool, realistically. But, like, yeah. Okay, here comes the force. Graf has no idea of this. And I don't think he's going to be able to survive this attack. There's just pure Ling Bane coming in. Banelings destroying everything. Still the Photon Cannon in the back trying to hold not enough Tempest yet to deal with all the Queens and one-shot them. The Void Ray's out too. Can this survive? I don't think so. The Banelings still in high numbers. This is a 50 army supply. The pylon's depowered, unfortunately for Graf. The other Tempest doesn't come out. Tectonic Destabilizers come. Graf is walled off, but I don't think it's going to matter. There's just too many Zerglings. This is... He did get Metabolic Boost behind this. There is a layer and more gases coming. I think... Did all the Queens die? 6 Queens died. But the remaining 4 are going to hold. Alright, the Nexus is taken care of, so at least this is buying Graf some time. He doesn't have a probe for more production, so he's got to keep all of this alive and try to fight this off. There is a way Graf could kind of win, I think. And it's just retaining the units, I guess. Behind this, he's trying to build everything to make a wall in cannons and everything else. He is going to have some photon cannons. There's still a decent amount of Banes, but there's a lot of gas for... Well, not a lot of gas for Fighting Frog, actually. Because he got to gas later. It does have double gas saturation, so he's just waiting for a lot of Banes. Does have them. Graf trying to just wall off and get as much damage. The Tectonic Destabilizer is going to help it with all these spores. Graf's in a bit of trouble. The clock is a-ticking, and basically that's what it comes down to. Lings and Bane's going across. Graf's actually... Fighting Frog's getting drones out. That's a problem for Graf, too. Looks like Banelings are coming in here. The 2 defensive Stalkers going to help as well. Graf needs some shield batteries, I feel like. Which, honestly, with the Stalkers and stuff, could tank this. The layer is trying to be attempted. What a game. Oh, Graf even should want to try to keep the Void Ray alive. He's going to need every component of this. And the Queens chasing the Void Ray are going to be able to jump on the Tempest and get a little bit of damage, but not really. Graf wants to kill this layer. A Hydra Den's going down. That's scary for Graf. But at the same time, is it going to matter? Can he snipe this layer? That's the question. The Spores and the Queens aren't going to have enough DPS to start killing Tempest. The clock's a-ticking. There's a proxy hatch in the upper left base. Oh my god. What are we watching here? This is gaming. Alright, Void Ray. Actually, this is smart Graf. Use the Void. He's got to micro all of this. The Hydra's coming down. The hatch is coming up. If he can kill the Hydra Den before that comes up, that's going to be a huge problem for our Zerg player. Only 3 Queens remaining. There are a lot of structures still. Tempest outrange this. Graf should be using the Void Ray to look around, though, with this. The Tempest should be able to A-move everything now. Oh, Graf, pay attention. Killing the Baneling nest would be big. Oh, guess what? Some Hydras managed to sneak their way out. And 4 Hydras is enough to beat this possibly. Graf's still alive for the moment. If he kills all the Overlords too, that would be huge after the pool here. Another pool being made by Fighting Frog. We're on full-on base trade kind of mode. Where are the 4 Hydras? Waddling over here. They were morphed. And the other side. Ooh. It's the Overlord. Okay. I was like, are the Overlords going to go to the other side of the map for this? Oh, some Banelings being picked up. Graf trying to use the Void Ray to look around. There is a drone in the other corner of the map. We do have the 2 gases in each part of the base. 1 spore damaged over here. A spine crawler coming in to help defend too. And here comes the attack. Oh no, the stalkers are out. Graf makes a Graf did not should not have done that. There's a lot of Lings at Banes. He broke his wall. And Graf has opened the door for the moment. That being said, Tempests are out looking for the army. What a crazy game. Gamers do be gaming, K-Mag. True. This is definitely some crazy stuff. A migration of Overlords. The majestic flock of Overlords. They have no Queen Shepherd. Oh, Carrier has arrived. Let's go. This game has just got even more wild. The Baneling's getting destroyed. I think Fighting Frog didn't... He was being a little cautious here. Now he knows he needs to get in. Graf keeps toying with this wall. He's treating this as like a very expensive adept wall. Luckily, most of the Banes have fallen, but still, that's just so much. There are a bunch of cannons here. Another Tempest out. The Hydra's going to help in the fight with the Queens and the Spores. But the Carrier is going to be pretty helpful. The problem is Graf's on so little of an economy that every maneuver he makes now is a problem. He was trying to get that Nexus up, but there was too much there. Prismatic alignment activated. That Void Ray is going to go down. Oh boy, Graf has to try to take these units out. Does get some snipes on Hydras and Queens. The Interceptors are going to cost Graf a lot of money in this. And I don't think that's the point to use the Void Ray or the Carrier there. Still, Graf being a little too aggressive, I feel like. He's going to start... He needs to keep these units alive. There's a lot of Lings, only a few Banes. Fighting Frog's being patient. Trying to get some... that's his creep spread over here. This game! Yeah, Graf just needs to keep killing the things. And oh, he does kill the lair. The Hydra Den is still out, though. Graf, why did you throw the Carrier? He had it clumped up in one group. Or F2, really, because that's the entirety of the army at this point. There's a decent amount of Hydras, though. And losing that Carrier was pretty big, honestly. Another hatchery going down. There is a good amount of drones. And the Spores are desperately trying to fight this. Let's tango. Well, we don't have a spawning pool. Well, we don't have a spawning pool anymore, but there's more Hydras in production. Where the hell are they coming from? Oh my gosh, there's still larvae over here? How the hell did that happen? Fighting Frog doesn't have enough money. He should cancel. He should have canceled the... I don't know. He can just defend. This is almost like... I feel like Graf can throw this. Graf doesn't have any... He's some long distance mining. The Lings and Banes not really taking care of this. If he gets enough for a Nexus... Oh, Graf! Graf, stop paying attention. This is what I'm talking about. Hydras are actually pretty darn good against this. There's enough of them. Okay, the other Carrier he did get out. But he really shouldn't have threw that Carrier before. He needs that to fight this army. And help fight this army. Carriers or Interceptors attacking one of the... Well, kind of one of the Hydras. The Tempest are going to be doing most of the damage. Actually, that Carrier coming in clutch. I think Graf just took this right here. Fighting Frog could still just edit in a way. But Graf is getting some money so he can build another unit. Be it a Tempest, a Carrier, whatever. But here comes the finalized attack. Graf is moving over, but not really paying attention over here. He's going to need to want to try to wall off, maybe. Oh, well, there goes a Ling. As this goes down, that remaining Spore from earlier on is going to fall. Fighting Frog Just with 4 gases, now we're in literally full base trade. Cannon's getting the work in. Baneling's getting taken care of. There are some photon cannons here. The probes, now battle units. And I just lost internet like fucking usual. I need to get... GG. Graf takes it. I know Flapjack Fighting Frog was frequently he was a random player. He was a 6K random player. I know we'd see him play Protoss a lot. But no, the carriers versus Lings, funnily enough, it takes forever to kill like Lings and Zealots. Lings not as much as Zealots. But either way, there wasn't enough Zerg left to take care of it. If he made more Banelings, he could have definitely ended that earlier on. But Fighting Frog's a little retired right now. And what up, Flapjack? Hey, how you doing? I mean, it would have helped just chiseling at anything. No, Fighting Frog used to be... That was a banger of a game. It does feel like bronze to GM in one game. It's GM to bronze. Well, guys, the thing is, Gref is a exclusive cannon rusher. Our Ukrainian young buddy, Mr. Graf. What's up, Pashka? But yeah, Fighting Frog literally said he retired, and he's just playing in this a bit for when he's not in try-hard mode as much. All right. And here we are. So Fighting Frog is playing Zerg for this one. Spawning in... Oh. I had a little switcherino here. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Grassfan. Representing Platinum Heroes. Give it up for Fighting Frog. 12 pulling again. And his opponent in the upper left. Give it up for Psystorm Gaming's Graf and the blue. Hey, what's up, Miss Caveira? The lady that put this all together. And Miss Caveira, I'm sorry I didn't start earlier, but you were saying you had bracket issues. I just didn't want to bother you about this stuff. I didn't know if I could cast yet, so we're on now at least. All right, this game is sick. Another sick one. Can Graf pull the same shenanigans? Second probe coming again. Graf coming in for an attempt over here. Usually this doesn't work out too well for him against 12 pulls when I see it. But he has this map figured out for different situations. Nonetheless. Okay, now we're going to see the 3 other drones come in. Graf's going to scout it out. He's going to know it's going to be a pull first. Oh, the Ling's going to chase the second probe. That's pretty big against Graf right now. Graf is... Well, did he lost both probes. Oh no, Graf, not like this. Graf's sending another probe, even though there's going to be Lings walking right by this. Yeah, losing both probes was not the play. Graf looks like he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to wall off here. This one might be over lickety-split. Ling's looking for another probe. Graf tried to cheekily come in, but I think Fighting Frog's going to be right on this. He has Lings looking everywhere for probes, or like in all the spots to defend. And Graf is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's got to try to evacuate to the cannon. That's his only shot, but there's just too many Lings. There's no shot he's going to make it. He is going to scout for the hatchery, I guess, but that's his only probe on the map. The gateway's coming down, and that looks like one dead probe. The one Ling going to chase it down and finish the job. Gateway is on its way out. Graf is on Hopium. Always suspicious when the Protoss plays with the old StarCraft 1 skin. How you doing, Rob, too? That's, It does look funny. I think it's the old probe is cute. You know what I'm saying? It's but it is something menacing about seeing this cute little guy. How they look, they're all nimble, sneaky, and suspicious. Oh, Graf did the cancel trick to get out of there. That was pretty based. He's just going for a Nexus now. Ling going on the other side of the map to get some information. And Nexus would be in jeopardy here. We don't have a Zealot coming out or anything. A Stargate's just going down. Graf's going to try to go to, like, Tempest and Carriers again, I bet. Probably with the Shad Ray opener. Alright. Fighting Frog going a little more standard. He's going for a Roach Warren. Well, Graf is a tell. Like, everybody knows he's a cannon rusher. Like, just 100% a cannon rusher. Alright, he's going to Depths and an Oracle, but when there's Roaches, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Honestly, this cannon's not very useful right now because Graf lost the probes. He really needed to keep one in. And keep one alive. Way earlier. 2 Adepts are going to help be able to defend for now, but once Roaches start coming out, and they will, with 3 hatches, it's going to be a problem. Even with 2 hatches, this is going to be a problem. Literally nothing else to follow up. Stargate Oracle going out. Graf with just a photon cannon in the front, and Lings and Roaches going to start pushing across. Oh, actually, they're going to be Ravagers first, which is smart. And Graf just doesn't have much money. He's killing his Forge. He wants to get probes out there. A photon cannon and Adept's going to help defend the Lings. The Oracle hoping to get some damage. Alright, I guess we have a game.
Am I so insane that you just blew
Hey,
your
Koss,
mind?
thank you for the gifted sub. Reza, what's up, you legend, too? Base fucking Reza. Thank you, Akos, for the gifted sub to Sylviox. Decent. Alright. Oracle coming in does take a lot of hull damage. And, yeah. Nice stiff supply block here. We do have some more Stargates and a... Well, this is one Arctosis pylon, and a Ravager push can just end this. Void Ray is completely supply blocked. Graf, why didn't we build it? Oh my goodness. Classic Cannon Rusher macro right here, guys. Fighting Frog with a massive lead, but Graf getting right into Fleet Beacon attack could be alright, I guess. There's going to be a lot of Zurich now that Fighting Frog's going into +1 melee too. I think he's in a commanding position here, obviously. Alright, do like the Stasis Ward. The only thing is Fighting Frog was throwing away things into this. Not more than he should have been. Lair is on the way, but we are going into double Stargate Carrier with +1. Skitu and Reza. Legends too. But Akos is based for that gift sub too. All you guys are based early. Alright. Third Nexus is going to try to come out. Fighting Frog not really being too aggressive. He's building a lot of Lings, and that +1 melee on the way could be an issue. We do have a Baneling Nest follow-up with the layers, so he's going for centrifugal hooks. He didn't really commit heavily to Roaches. Third base is in jeopardy for sure, because, well, just have a couple carriers coming out. The Oracle is there to help defend. It might be helpful, actually. A couple of Adepts in the Oracle still in a Void Ray somewhere. I thought we had the Void Ray. Yeah, no. Okay, canceled the Void Ray. Just said, heck it, we were supply blocks along. We're going right to carriers. Spire on the way is going to be a problem for Gref. We all know that Fighting Frog's in pretty much a Kirktown position here. He's going to have all the production. He's going to have all the Ling Bane. And, yeah. You're just waiting for the Mexican. Oh, well, that's actually a pretty big Stasis Ward. There is a defensive cannon from earlier. Ling's trying to get a lot of aggression done, but it's going to be quad carrier production. The problem is Gref's going to have difficulty dealing with Corruptors. And the Econ's going to be huge for Fighting Frog, so Graf is going to have to push out and get some damage done, but realistically, the carriers are going to be in trouble. There's just too much production and too much potential for Corruptors. There's a huge gas bank for Fighting Frog. There's a huge bank for Fighting Frog. There's a huge economy for Fighting Frog, and he has 2 more hatches. 1 completed already. He's on 70 drones still. Graf on 3 base economy. He's kind of still in it, going for quad Stargate. He only had +1 air weapons, but still, for the Corruptors out, he might be able to get some queens, might be able to get some drones, might be able to get some units. But there's 8 Corruptors versus 2 carriers on the front line. The other 2 coming. 2 carriers do not win this fight. And yeah, Graf has to be careful. He's not going to be, though. He's just being a Chad, going out, getting what damage he can. I don't think it's going to be enough after everything comes in. There's going to be Flyer Carapace coming for Fighting Frog. Graf is aware there's Corruptors. He's still on the field. He should be retreating back to the other 2. And yeah, bit of a mistake from Graf. The +1 air weapon's going to help. Graf is going to try to recall. Oh, big brain moves from Fighting Frog. He targets the recalling carrier on the side, which was damaged. And then it just finishes the job on the other damaged one, which was not recalled. So that actually gave him 2 free carriers. Graf going into 2 Void Rays with the carrier now. He knows he has Corruptors to contend with, and he's going to need Void Rays with Prismatic Alignment. And this is what I was talking about, though, too. Well, when you have more than 1 carrier, it's definitely better than against Ling, but... You don't like my smoking and excessive... You don't like my bad language? Well, I'm trying not to... I'm going to try to step it up on that a little bit. My interview thing's coming out from PCH, by the way, too, guys. I'm probably going to link that as well. Saffron's also casting this. Kelazer's playing in the streaming. We have a lot of things. I am happy to catch this matchup, though. Graf is just a lot of fun, and with Fighting Frog, too, this makes it hella fun. I'm surprised Fighting Frog didn't just kill him. Usually, Graf just dies when a Zerg goes 12 pool, but he's usually matched against a lot of crazier opponents, and Fighting Frog being retired. He's probably just having fun at this point. He's going to do his best. In his day, he was pretty good, and he was a really sick Protoss player. But I feel like these guys are giving us some fun games. Alright, Graf going into quad Stargate production. He's only on 3 bases, yet getting a 5th Stargate. This is a lot of Corruptors, though. Another Spire coming down, so we're going to see Flyer attacks as well. But we're going on to Flyer Carapace +2 for our Zerg player, which makes this a little more difficult. Graf not getting the upgrades, so this could come as a surprise as these Corruptors get stronger. And again, my internet dropping out. Alright, guys. Fuck! Alright, that is my foul language. It's my internet. Alright, Interceptors is tickling the +1 Carapace Corruptors. Ling's constantly fighting the front line, not really getting much damage. The Caustic Spray is going to force a cancel for Graf. Alright, here we are, folks. Big Ling Flood coming in here. Gonna force another cancel. Graf! Not like this, Graf! Getting 4 Void Rays out at a time is gonna cause our Zerg player not to respect this. He's like, well, heck on you, Protoss. I got all the Corruptors. Ooh, Prismatic Alignment was activated, the one on the front. Realistically, there are 25 Corruptors out. More just constantly coming in, trickling in a bit at a time. 5 in production at a time. Another hatch taken on the side, so there's 6 hatch production. Centrifugal hooks on the way. Flyer attacks +1, and Graf is not getting his air upgrades because he just can't retain these Sky Toss units. He desperately needs a 4th. He is going to manage to try to sneak this out. I think it will be scouted in a second from the position they're fighting in. But at the same time, I think realistically GG is called. Fighting Frog takes game number 2 with another Cannon Rush versus Sky Toss. I don't think that map is good for the other stuff. Hey, what's up, Crazy Corey? I'm just hanging out. I am doing okay. My girlfriend's gonna be returning home today. I didn't realize, but I'm gonna have to call her after. All right, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern in the red. Give it up for Platinum Heroes. Fighting Frog. Oh yeah, Kelazer's playing. I picked this. I could have probably waited around for Kelazer, but I wanted to catch this series. And in the bottom left, representing Psystorm Gaming in the blue, it is Gref. I'm sure we're going to be catching some Kelazer, I hope. But unfortunately, Saffron and I both ended up on this lobby. Yeah, I did mention that, but it might have been a way that Kelazer's on. I wanted to catch this series because I thought Fighting Frog might be playing random too. But this is definitely a base one because it's going to be a 12 pool versus a cannon rush in different ways in all 3 games. I'm surprised these games have gone as long as they have so far. Let's be honest, this is quality stuff here. Oh, Gref managed to get a semi-wall off on that cannon. But why is he doing this spot? Gref. We need a front-facing baby chick response. Oh, Ling's gonna just go over to attack this because this is exposed. Gref is gonna get a wall off. I'm confused by this. Like, this is forcing the attention of our Zerg player. But realistically, oh, the other probe. Gref's not paying attention. Kelazer played good against this game versus Haas once, but lost. Kelazer's a sick player. I'm happy to see that he's in this tournament too. Yeah, it's not about the hatch. He wants to get the proxy up, is why he's doing this, but still kind of an awkward thing. And it's still in position of the Nat. That said, there's not a wall. He's just going to wall it up after with the Cyber Core. It's going to time out just right so he gets the core up. The Photon Cannon's going to be done. And he's going to be walled. And the fact that he has a probe out. He has both probes. He needs to look for another hatch. So he could actually... If he gets this probe out looking around... He should have saw the drone, but I think he was paying attention to this. He could actually drop a pylon and cannon over here after. But the Lings are going to go to defend it, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Kelazer did... Or Kelazer... Jesus, you guys got me thinking of Kelazer. What up, Azura? Graf told you 12 pool versus cannon rush is bad, but I will say this, and Azura, as much as I love Graf, he's my young little buddy here. I've seen Graf get folded when he cannon rushes Zergs, but it's usually a Zerg like Rattata or Solar or Dark. I've seen Graf play against some pretty crazy, scary opponents. So there's a bit of a difference with Fighting Frog compared to those guys for sure. And we are still gaming. Another proxy Stargate. Adept coming out this time. He's going to try to get some pressure. Try to get some harass and annoy this, but I don't think Gref's aware of that in base. I truly don't think Gref's aware of that base. Another weird one. Okay, shield battery coming into the play here. Metabolic boost coming really late. I think we're going to probably see a straight to Hydra play. We need to see Gref learn... Oh yeah, it's bad for the Protoss, for sure. I agree with that. It is bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, considering Gref is 100% a cannon rusher, like, we have a 100% chance of a cannon rush anytime we watch Gref. You know, usually... I don't know, I feel like Fighting Frog's giving us a little bit of a show here, is what's happening. He's not doing a typical cannon rush response on a 12 pool. So he's giving us a chance of the game. Oh, Graf is going to throw away an Adept, being that he's on one base economy. Wait, oh, what? This is not even safe. Yeah, he's going to have to go to defend this. Graf taking an ninja base. Void Ray is out. Layer's about to finish, so we're certainly going to see Hydras or Aspire. I'm sure we're going to see Hydras in this case. Could be wrong. Could you see a Nidus? Graf's Nexus is underway. All right. No warp gate where we're going. Florencio would be proud. And, yeah. Got a Tempest follow-up between this. Third hatch taken up in the upper left corner of the map. And we do have some... fuck me. Alright, guys. I'm doing it. I'm ordering a damn pre-made cable, because fuck this shit. I'm 100% certain what happened. Now. At least I have a feeling my ISP fixed some stuff. All right. That being said, I think we have another overextension. It is going to be a Corruptor follow-up, probably. Could be Mutas, because this is so early. And, well, no, we don't even have the other gas yet. Well, now we're going to see him. This could be Mutas, which I actually wouldn't hate against Tempest, truthfully. You can just go across the map and get some work done. Graf with nothing back here to defend. He's probably not recalling probes just yet. I wouldn't hate it if you just recalled probes immediately, because you're going to get double Nexus production. But that said, we're in for a scrap fest. More Tempest coming out, but that Spire is going to complete. I don't think Graf knows exactly what's up with all these proxy hatches. Ling's going to go try to get into this base. Yeah, we don't have any photon cannons. Only a Void Ray to defend. Yeah, I don't think this was the play, Mr. Graf. He is aware of the one base. I mean, it's just... the setup just seems kind of... a little haphazard here with 7 Corruptors coming. I don't think this is going to work out too well for Mr. Graf. Of course. And okay. Alrighty. Alright, this is looking pretty over for Graf in my eyes. That Nexus falling and whatever, but we'll see what he gives us the last second. Maybe, well, he's getting Warp Gate and a Twilight Council. I guess he's got one last ditch effort. And you know what that is? One behind. Wait, he has 2 proxy Stargates. One's now going to totally go down in an instant. What? Huh? What? Blink Stalkers. Yeah, he's gonna get the second Stargate. What are we watching? I was not expecting Desperation Blink Stalkers here. Oh man, this is some cope right here. Poor Graf. Oh, this game. This game. Alright. Graf is just on desperation and cope right here, guys. Let's be real. Oh my god. I don't know about you guys. I wasn't expecting this. Graf is supply blocked. Oh man. Fighting Frog's like playing with his food now. That's exactly what's happening. The Stick Stalker at 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly, Azura. True. This is definitely a macro build. Oh, the Corruptors are just going to end this now. There's not enough Stalkers to contend with the Corruptors, and it's Tempest and a really damaged Void Ray. Changeling getting shot down. The Corruptors are just going to caustic spray with not much to contest. The blink is not done. Oh man, Graf's got to be feels bad, man, about this. But still, he gave us... he had his shot for a bit, kinda. All things considered. Is cannon rushing versus a 12 pool. But it's just purelings and corruptors. Welcome, Stevie J. Oh my goodness. Yeah, oh, poor Gref. I'm not giving Gref crap, but that was just a really funny series. Let's be real here. You gotta give it to him. We know what's coming. Well, we got a Nexus. Oh, so funny. Poor Gref. He gave us a show. I think we got Nickage coming up. And guys, I am probably not going to be doing a tournament tomorrow. Because I have to catch up on things. In fact, in between this, I have to take a break. We're just waiting for a series. It's Nickage coming up. Saffron might actually catch Nickage. See who else is coming up on this. I do know there was an issue that happened with the bracket, so they're manually redoing a bracket now, unfortunately. But Miss Caveira and Ezreal are hard carrying. Oh, sick. Okay, Fighting Frog versus... Okay. I'll do Fighting Frog. Fighting Frog versus Ashbringer. Thank you. So following the same sign. Poor Mr. Greff. No, I understand. I'm not giving you stuff. I've had things happen too. Trust me, I've done this enough where... I'm out there, Jerry. I'm well over Simpkin.
Saw a nice initiative involving you and Chicken Man on Reddit. Keep the dream alive, Dave.
Thank you, Simkin. Yeah, we're actually killing it. And guys, on that regard, Miss Caveira, is there any way we can support this too? Anybody wanting to support this exclamation mark Korea for the up and coming $400 weekly, which is a go. But the goal is to get it community sustained. Even if people are doing minimal donations, we're really going to be pushing for it. And thank you, Simkin. But this is Passioncraft's qualifier number 2. Unfortunately, I will not be able to cast the playoffs and finals because I'm going to be at a wedding. But that said, Fighting Frog versus Ashbringer is coming up. Right now, we got ourselves a PvP. All right, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern in the teal, representing Star, it is Ashbringer. And his opponent in the bottom left, representing Platinum Heroes, give it up for Fighting Frog, playing Protoss this time. Fighting Frog. Zerg race order countering Graf, but Graf, he did take a game off him, and those guys definitely gave us a series. Microsoft will take over, imagine. Oh, I'm not getting married, no. I'm, it's my girlfriend's cousin's wedding or something. That's exactly what it is. Alright, Mr. Probe coming on out across the map for a little scouterino. I'm expecting a cannon rush, but I'm like forgetting Graf's not here. And it's not going to be. It's going to be a double gate opener from both, most likely. And we'll see what happens from here. Little probe chase down, we'll see. It's the scout versus a scout. Question is one of these guys going to go for an expand and one of these guys going to do like a 3-gate robo or something? Or 4-gate, that's the question. The 2 gates a little bit more safer play. Alrighty. And, well, we're getting kicked off here. Oh, that's comical. We got ourselves a couple probes chasing this down. It does mess with Fighting Frog's economy, but he made sure that probe was dead. So there is going to be no scout. That could be just a mind game for a proxy, but it is going to be a Stargate opener. It's going to deny the scout on the Stargate opener for the time being. We are going for Stalker Sentry for Ashbringer, so he is going for a expand. A safer Zest opener. Alright, I kind of like this Adept Stalker opener, or follow-up to this quicker Stargate. So he can get some vision, see what's going on, and keep the scout alive. He's going to try to keep this probe going, and probe will return back home. That being said, oh, Fighting Frog going for the Nexus before his opponent. But there are going to be some more units on the map. Well, so far we don't have a read. We don't see a blind shield. Okay, I say that. And it's a shield battery down on the low ground before anything. He's expecting a proxy, but this is just a lot of mind games from Fighting Frog. Why Korea? Well, if you didn't hear the news, GSL gutted the funding for... It's not GSL just. Blizzard pulled out a sponsorship for ESL and GSL. Luckily, we have a year of a cut funding to EPT, but we still have an ESL set of events for a year. And it's at least not as bad in other regions. But there were massive cuts altogether, but GSL is down to 20% of its funding. So we're worried there's a lot of players going to retire, leave. The players are nervous. Like, we're talking Maru and Dark and everybody even, and Hero. And those guys are all extremely thankful to have anything come in. So I will say we have some serious interest from all those players, and they're very thankful for this. Maru actually reached out to me. I was nervous I couldn't get a hold of Maru for a bit, but Maru actually found me in Discord, which is hilarious. That was a shocker to me, because I've met Maru, but that's about the extent of it at Atlanta. Hey, maybe we'll see some support from Microsoft on it, and obviously everybody's talking about Stormgate and stuff, and we have some hopes there, but people forget Microsoft could come in and at least put some money into the franchise for promotion of the Game Pass, and obviously the Microsoft Store for games, which is not near Steam and Epic and such. Well, I mean, it's just from getting this on, it's not just me. Like, honestly, the investors, Chicken Man and I, are really on board for it. And I don't mean to be advertising my stuff during another thing, but this is a big deal. So we're looking for patrons. Because, again, this can't be sustained by just a couple people. And I'm hoping when I get back to work and stuff, I'll be contributing into it as need be as I can. I know Reza expressed interest too, but we have like we have a bunch of people on the Patreon and it's growing, but we'll say it is coming together. Honestly, I was gonna say too. Beon was an insane help, and he's like, I speak English worse than any of these guys. I'm just the best at Google Translate. Oh my god, guys, I gotta get my stuff straightened out here. It's embarrassing, but I did verify some things which seemed to be wrong with my stream, so forgive the little stutters. For this month, we have over about $2,300, but this is going to be supported by Patreon and Matcherino. All right, this is a lot of pressure. I'm not even talking about the game here. This is a lot of pressure on this third Nexus. Yep, they're all in their specials. Going to be casting some too. He says when he gets knocked out of games, he's going to do some casting too. So you'll probably see some Dave special casts, some Chicken Man special casts. I'm sure Beowulf's in the Discord. Cranky Ducklings. I'm hoping Steadfast gets his behind in there. Winner and Loco are very excited to get some replays from us from it, and they're going to be trying to help out as well. Wardy's in the Discord. I know he's running his own thing, but maybe we may get replay cast from Wardy sometimes too, which would be big. And in turn, I certainly wouldn't mind trying to help Wardy out. But obviously, he's pretty self-sufficient from the Wardy community, or the GOAT, Mr. Wardy himself. And I'm thankful that he has something going as well. But ours is a weekly. It's a little different. I can't speak Korean, but we do have caster Maddox in. We're reaching out to Crank. So we will have Korean casters on this. We're reaching out to the Korean community too. This is for everybody. And we have Alexander Enke, Indie Starcraft. There's a lot of people. We're going to have a very multilingual casting community. I reached out to Demaga and some other folks as well. So, trust me, a lot has been done in just literally 2 days. Oh man, this is a crazy thing. Let's talk about the game. This has been going on. There's been a lot of pressure. There was a cancel on the third Nexus, but Ashbringer's coming in hot. It is Charge Lots and Blink Stalkers for Fighting Frog, but he's lost all his production. He is on a massive army supply lead. He's on a third base lead. At the same time, he's not getting upgrades. This is +2 on... Oh, actually, he is. It's Ashbringer on his back foot. He does not have any upgrades, and he's just on Blink Stalkers. The Stasis Ward coming in. Fighting Frog playing like the old days. Man, I've missed this guy. Flapjack worried he was a part of the Cabal. Flap, if you're here, look at this. Fighting Frog giving us a blast from the past. He's even got a proxy pylon to reinforce over there and scout. More Stasis Wards going down. Both Oracles alive. Fighting Frog showing us he may be retired, but he's still got the fight. Oh no, he is going into +2. So both players on even upgrades. Fighting Frog going ahead. He's going into Archons as well. So in terms of army complexity, certainly he's in a better position. In upgrades, he's in a better position. In economy, he's in a better position. I feel like this game is going to go into Fighting Frog pretty soon unless something crazy happens. Ashbringer would have to do a lot. Yeah, that's it. GG. Fighting Frog going to take game number 1 of this series. All right. I'm actually going to message Jim Rising, too. I just thought about this. If he's still interested in any casting. I know he retired from StarCraft, but he may be interested in casting on some of this if he... What the hell?
SL_I.D._1B4979
Who is that?
F316
Finally figured it out.
571 donated $100.
Well, thank
Sup,
you for...
Dave? Finally figured this thing out. My bat.
I don't know who that is. S1000. Well, thank you for the $100 donation. Cast a game of Dark. Cam, if I can make that happen. Cam, we would appreciate it. Patreon, just keep an eye on it because they do charge monthly. They give you an option for one-time donations. But yeah, like hit me up if you're not in Discord with me. But who was it that just donated $100? Thank you very much. Rough Stat, how you doing? Cam, everybody, thank you so much for whoever that was that figured that thing out with SB. Speak up. I don't know who you are. If you want to remain kind of anonymous, let me know. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfan. Representing Star, give it up for Ashbringer. Looking to take a game back. And his opponent in the upper left, representing Platinum Heroes, he's fighting. This time he is Protoss again. It's Fighting Frog. Thank you so much. I feel bad because I don't know who of you was that. Cam, we can see. I can't make promises on players' behalfs and stuff, but for sure, if you could speak Korean, that would be interesting. That would be cool to see you in Darkcast. And if there are Korean-speaking folks that would want to commentate or other languages, we're definitely looking for that. Ake Haas, thank you for continuing your gifted sub they got from Vlad. All right. Jeez, you guys are too based. Not only does Korean StarCraft need to be saved, your buddy Dave is still unemployed, so I appreciate you. If you're supporting Dave as well, we do thank you. I'm literally taking time away from job applications and getting extra resumes curtailed for different, for different jobs at the moment, among some other things. You can make it a funny cast. I mean, you'd have to reach out to Dark, and I can help you figure it out. If you stream, we could try to do that. I just don't know how we would go about doing that. I mean, I could say we can't, there's definitely things we can do for you, I'm sure that the players will be willing to contribute a bit of their time or things for... I actually am going to talk to them about that to see what they can do to offer, and maybe you can hook them up directly too. But the fact that we have all the contacts is pretty big. Some of these guys I've known for a bit. Like Beyond has been a freaking legend for a long time. In my eyes, he's been really extremely helpful. Fighting Frog just tipping his hat with an Adept and a Sentry. Weird opener. So two Stalkers are certainly going to push across the map. It looks like Ashbringer looking to proxy. For sure. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. All right, Twilight Council going down, and yeah, we would appreciate it. We're looking for more sponsors. And hopefully it changes up. Like, the goal is not to have any one person hard carry this tournament. We had Skatu and Vlad coming in hot, Chad Mandu with a pledge. But as it goes on, it's just to make it so not any one or two people have any burden on them. But those guys put down $1,000 a piece pretty much from the rip. And then some to get this going. So. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we can add that as a rule. Chicken Man has the rights to it, but for sure. So patrons coming in, if you're putting big money into the event itself, and the only way money for the event goes to the Patreon. You know, other ways you can contribute will be matcherinos for each weekly tournament to help contribute toward things. So people can make small dollar donations directly to the tournament there. And we're going to have what's listed for excess money in the pool when we get to a point where it's completely sustained for some months. There's going to be talks about that for all people that are investing in it. A Protoss win, true. We have 100% certainty of a Protoss coming in here. All right, Forge going down for Fighting Frog. Ashbringer leading with a +1 advantage. Again, going for a similar kind of play. This time, Fighting Frog on a different opener. Nice pylon for a scout from Ashbringer, too. I think that's more for a scout. And a little bit of metagaming earlier. He's going for a third base as well. Army supplies looking pretty even. Ashbringer going to go try to push. He does have Blink and Advance.
Or am I so
Max
sane that
Pavlish,
you
thank
just
you for
blew
gifting
your
2
mind?
subs, brother.
Just subscribed.
And also, Max, if you could link your friend, guys, he has finally given me somebody.
Or am I so sane that you just blew
Oh, yeah,
your mind?
Fighting Frog won game 1, you're correct.
Fantastic, just subscribed.
I got a little distracted talking about Korea. Guys, also, somebody else I want to be helping, which we talked about a bit, and we've been mentioning it. Anytime I see something to help out Ukraine, we have it. Max Pavlish is in Ukraine, and I can't pronounce the streamer's name offhand. He got me hooked up, and somebody I'm going to be trying to plug in here is a Ukrainian streamer who does a lot for the sole purpose of helping Ukraine out. So I finally have something on that front. Yeah, I was just a little distracted here. Thank you guys all for the support today. Again, yesterday was insane. We may be able to pull the impossible. It's happened before, and come up from a slow month sub goal and actually beat a pretty unrealistic sub goal for the month, considering the times in a shorter month. I have a feeling we can do it, chat. All right. Even if you go to this guy's stream, would be appreciated. I gotta find the link after this game. Can Ashbringer come back? He looks like he's in a pretty good position, honestly. He's ahead on workers. He's behind an army supply, but he has a robo. He's going into charge, as is Fighting Frog. He's putting the pressure on. The proxy pylon was found. 2 probes did fall for Fighting Frog, but that was it. So the trades, not in favor of Ashbringer, but still, he is commanding the economy. Both players on a similar builds. It's going to be like Immortal Archon Charge-a-Lot or Immortal Charge-a-Lot Stalker into Archon's push. I think we might see a transition to Disruptors. Fighting Frog going for a faster 4th base, however. He wants to catch up and get ahead. And he actually has. Alright, that being said, there's a Templar Archives coming for both. So it is going to be a classic Immortal Archon Charge-a-Lot with Blink Stalkers versus Immortal Archon Charge-a-Lot versus Blink Stalkers, which honestly we don't see that often these days. Alrighty. 4th base going down. And, yeah. We're going to have another Nexus. Well, here we are, folks. Got a lot of Proby boys coming out, and, yeah. Nice hallucinated Phoenix coming out. And yeah, it's just going to be a little scouting. Not much happening for the moment, other just players trying to get information. I do like the observers out for Ashbringer. And Fighting Frog going right into Disruptors pretty soon. So we got a little bit of a lull for a minute, but realistically, there's a lot of economy buildup for both players. So we're going to see a fight pretty soon. The army supply is getting there. I have a feeling it might be closer to a max out for push, but the War Prism out means Ashbringer's probably positioning to start getting into an aggressive push. It's just a matter of scouting and positioning and where they're going to attack from. All right. Yeah, as I called it, Ashbringer going to push out. He does have an army supply advantage. He is going to push out on a +2 timing, but guess what? +3 is going to kick in out quite a bit faster for Fighting Frog. He is in production of Disruptors. The Observer sees this. It is scouted and sniped. There's no like DTs or anything. Ashbringer on a very more just gateway-friendly army completely. They both are, but Disruptors are going to be a deciding factor in this fight. It's a lot of clumped up units that are easier to pick off, so you got to be careful with this. Stalker's coming in the side, though, picking off a free Disruptor battery overcharge. Shield battery is targeted, but not taken down. There's a lot to control here, as much as it seems like an A move versus an A move. I see some mistakes from Ashbringer. He should have killed off that battery overcharge, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. He's taking the fight. I think Ashbringer's going to do this. He's coming in solid. The Disruptor's not even going to be able to get out here. Ashbringer able to reinforce the War Prism. GG's called. He wins with overwhelming numbers and actually a pretty good fight. Very good stuff. I mean, there was a lot of pressure earlier. The game did have a little cheeky stuff, and I think both players were mind gamed. One was expecting a proxy. Oh, thank you, Kanan, by the way. For the $100 donation. Not to do this, my buddy Kanan, thank you so much. I now know who is the donor. Crazy Corey, what's up, buddy? All right, we're going on to game number 3. Winner takes all. We're going to see something spicy in this one. We are on EU stuff, and Fighting Frog, again, he's just such a solid player. Ashbringer not going down without fighting. But Fighting Frog's a blast from the past. He hasn't been in there. All right, here we are. The score is 1-1. Frog is playing Protoss, but he used to be a 6K random player. His Protoss was his main, but he was a 6K random player, spawning in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner of Dragon Scales. In the teal, representing Star, it is Ashbringer. And his opponent in the upper left, representing Platinum Heroes, in the blue, give it up for Fighting Frog. All right, let's see what we got this game to kick things off. PCH, what's up, man? And if you want to link your stuff, PCH, from the interview, if you have links, even if it's processing, please do so from Grassroots StarCraft. I was on there the other day. Thank you for bringing me on. I really wish I wasn't drunk for that. It was the hype of everything. That was... I will say that night, I do uploading no links yet. No problemo. Alright, looks like it's going to be a 2-gate opener again from both. Game 3 may bring us some way different stuff. The previous game was more aggressive, but we were talking about other things. Not the problemo, bud. Not the problemo. Alright. Looks like we're gonna get a little bit of scouting. Nothing too crazy yet. At this point, both players not at least appearing to proxy or anything, but we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna see something spicy in game number 3. Winner is gonna advance. Guys, can I get a shout out for It's PCH as well? Please and thank you. Alright, lots of scouting and yeah. Man, this is crazy. I'm just thinking about it though, like, it's been so long since I casted Fighting Frog. Like, for me, this is a little special. I have not seen this guy in a minute. He's like, Dave, good to see you, bud. You know, the players of the day. Ooh, Ashbringer. Wait, he's keeping the probe out. Obviously, the Stalker's going to go for this pylon. Okay. He left the pylon down, but just little bits of weird stuff. I don't really... I'm confused a little bit. It's not really worth it. Alright, it is going to be a Robo before expand from Ashbringer. This could be a debate. Nah, he's going for a shield battery. Like, both players looking a little more aggressive, but obviously with that pylon out, this was going to be a little delayed. It's going to be a Stargate versus a Robo, though, and this could end up into a weird spot. Depending on how these guys play it out, it's probably going to be an Oracle, but if there's a read, we could see a Phoenix switch from Fighting Frog. Or at least some Phoenixes going out, which can help for the Immortals. Or a Warp Prism, for that matter. We don't see any other gates and stuff. We really are going for an expand, but this is definitely going to bring us a little bit different of a game. Oracle coming out. No shield battery for Ashbringer in his mineral line. That being said, we are going to get a Oracle push out. Yeah, I don't know about this pathing. Where is he going? It looks like he might actually go around to the main. Nice pylon scouting for this from Ashbringer. Does have a couple Stalkers defensively here, though, so 2 Stalkers will help. Big Daddy Immortal here. Oh, never mind. The Oracle just goes in this route. Does scout that it's Robo. Twilight the Fallow from both. Another Oracle coming, but I really wouldn't have hated to see a Phoenix game. At least for an opener from Fighting Frog, but could be pretty cool stuff. Unfortunately, no Cologne Fiesta of a PvP, which can be the goated matchup to watch sometimes, guys. Let's be real. Especially, and when it is get too crazy, that's when we get the guitar cast. Psystorm, yes, I am on Psystorm Gaming. That link for Psystorm, I do try to promote my team. I know we don't have the logo on for right now. I usually do. Tried to, you know, we gotta help the Dave brand more. I've had Psystorm on exclusively for a while. I might make some scuff skies in the style of Dave Psystorm logo stuff for the stream instead. So I think that might be a little more fitting. All right, just some rep tags and Vision and Harass. Both players trying to get information a little bit, but we don't really... Okay, we have an Observer out, but it's not really going across the map. I wouldn't hate to see the Observers out to get some information on the other side from Ashbringer. Maybe he's just trying to avoid rev tags. Ooh, Stalkers are a little out of position. No, they're going to be fine. The rev tag is going to reveal the Observer, though. And yeah, neither player going for a cheeky quick third. Fighting Frog going to take one just now, but it's a little delayed.
Your bro Chris says let's go FF.
Hey, what's up, your bro Chris? All right. Double Oracles coming out. Maybe try to get some pressure on the other side. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. Couple hallucinated Phoenix going down. And yeah. That do be about it. All right. Do be going down. A little rev tag here. He's going to reveal some of this. Third Nexus going down. And yeah. It's a pretty big army from Ashbringer, but at the same time, Fighting Frog just has more. He's going into Charge Lot Stalker again. Problem is, with Immortals, it's a little build order countered. I would have liked to seen charge for Ashbringer. Oh my gosh, Fighting Frog just now getting charge, actually. So Ashbringer needs to get a tell on this. He'd probably do the same. He doesn't know there's a third base. Oh, the Oracle, or the Observer scouts the Stasis Ward, but is he going to take care of it? Wait, does he see it? He does now. Yeah, he does take care of it. It's a very late third base from both. Fighting Frogs is going to be done way sooner. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit different of one, but it should be an interesting fight. The charge finishes up relatively quick, but Ashbringer's going out thinking he has this almighty force. He's got the Immortals, but scarily, even without speed, the charge lots, well, slow Zealots even, are going to be damn annoying for just 3 Immortals. We do have Blink, but Sentries will have to be used. Charge is going to finish up here in a second, and that's going to be a problem for Ashbringer. Once charge hits, and it is going to in 1 second. That's a bit of an issue. The third base is going to go down, but he leads the army supply. Ooh, also 2 stasis wards here. Oh no! Does he notice them? He does not. Oh, actually, Ashbringer did get a blink forward on the other one. He did get a read, but not on the back one. There's no observer right there with this army, and I actually don't like that. For a few reasons. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Ashbringer's hoping to win this with Blink Micro. One of the Immortals falls, the second Immortal falls, the third Immortal falls, and I think this is looking like not the greatest fight for Ashbringer. He's trying to hold on here, trying to clean some of this up. The Stalkers are retained from Fighting Frog, who does not have upgrades this game. The Warp Prism falls. Ashbringer doesn't go for a third base. Behind this. He never took a third, so that was a very committed fight with a smaller army versus a bigger army. I think Fighting Frog's just going to steamroll it. All right. We shall see how the rest of this game goes. That third base was taken down for Ashbringer, so he did get some value out of it. Realistically, he's lost more. He doesn't have the economy to rebuild it, but he did kind of really hurt Fighting Frog's army. Fighting Frog did retain a good amount of the probes, so he does still have a lead as far as workers, but kind of at a weird spot here. Fighting Frog going for +1 way before. Charge is coming down for Ashbringer. Ashbringer still looks like he's in a very rough spot. He's going to try to pressure this base, but there's not a lot here. And Fighting Frog did have some mining on it for a while. Yeah, this is not looking good. No good for Ashbringer this game, I'm not thinking. All right. Exclamation mark Sweden. But yeah, for those of you guys that didn't know, we have more people coming in. Norway. Exclamation mark Texas. All right. For Oliveira and Cyril. Alrighty. Guardian Shield activated. And Hero, for that matter. Hero's definitely from Texas. And that's it. GG. Fighting Frog takes it in a 2-1. Exclamation mark Kirktown. USA, indeed. See, we actually have another one. Alabama. Good job, PCH. All I can say, guys, is this.
Take them down to Kirktown.
And that is a Kirktown for a Fighting Frog. Mr. Green. All right. Alrighty. Everything bigger in Texas. Gravy. Mr. Green. Guys, I will be right back. I just need to use the bathroom. I'm trying to get us a series. And this is the Passioncraft $5,000 qualifier number 2.
Green Ultralisk says Darficus Maximus, Greenicus Minimus or Wawa.
All right. Guys, give me just a minute. All right. All right, we're going to see what we got coming up here. I may cover another series. We got Fighting and Frog versus the Zerg Log, but we have Baby Marine versus... Okay, we're gonna cover this one. We're just staying on it. This is where the A moves begin. ZVP. Fighting Frog's gonna play Protoss again against Mr. the Zerg Lord. Oh, okay. Sephiron's covering Nikish versus Eric. And we'll see what's happening. All right, here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of altitude into red. Give it up for the Zerg Lord. And his opponent in the upper right, representing Platinum Heroes, it is Fighting Frog in the blue. Little blast from the past. A PVZ in the snow. Alright, gate going down. We'll see what happens in this first game. Is not going to be a pool first from the Zerg Lord. It's just scouting out for a probe. Isn't getting the hatch block or the force third. It's just a gate scout from Fighting Frog. And yeah, that's about it. ACOS, are you really 61? Who in chat is 69 years old? Alright, Nexus going down for Fighting Frog. Just a standard 20 Nexus, 20 core, it looks like. Oh, he's just building another. Yeah, it's 20 Nexus, 20 core. Hello? Probe still being out, being annoying. Zerg Lord getting some damage on Mr. Probius. But he's not even taking any minerals. That's about it, guys. 61, my man. And you still like StarCraft. Judgment, you're funny. Alright, anyway, we are gaming now. We got some queens coming out. We got some lings coming out. We're going to start kicking into this. Is it going to be a Stargate or is it going to be a Twilight? It's going to be a Stargate from Fighting Frog. He's not putting it in the... you know, usually players nowadays are dropping it down here so you have a pylon for scouting for a Nidus too, and also just getting your Oracle across the map faster. What up, Colossal Gulp? Gulp, hard flex. Guess who reached out to me? And I was nervous about getting a hold of him. Hard flex here to my Terran buddy Gulp. Maru. I look at my friends request this morning and I see Maru in Discord. And I'm like, what? Let's fucking go. That's Kirktown right there. When Maru is in your inbox. Before you're in his inbox. Yes. That made my fucking day. Oh man. So I think that may be a successful event. Like Passioncraft. Honestly, thanks to Miss Cavera, I'm sad in the timing of the wedding. I'd love to do this. Make your life. you know, when I had Hero come being all happy about it too at first, I was like, yo, let's go. So, sad news followed by good news. Between that and Wardy's tournament coming up too. Good stuff for Korean StarCraft. Metis, what's going on? Thank you for the follow. I think we're going to have a successful tournament. One day, I'm hoping everybody's like, we have no more than $100 on the Patreon per person at the high tiers. Maybe we go to more or it becomes a larger tournament down the road. But first, we're creating sustainability. I think this is going to be really good.
Am I? Or am I so
Metis, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Metis
14 just subscribed.
The 14th. And welcome to Kirktown. It's Kirktown, baby. Alrighty. Well, in the game, we're going into a straight carrier mothership. We are oh my gosh. This is too based. This is a tribute to a certain player. Yo, Metis, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
Blew your mind.
Passion 4,500.
Holy crap, everybody's showing Dave the love today. And yesterday.
Or am I so
let's fucking go. Come, what a hard flex, and his first word is sub.
James just subscribed.
Brand new to the stream. Coming in hot.
Am I? Or am I so sane that you just blew your mind?
Cyrus 5 just subscribed.
Freaking hype, guys. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. We're keeping it alive. Get wrecked, Blizzard.
Blew your mind.
Until Microsoft comes around and we can still have, yes, we'll have Stormgate, but we're going to keep StarCraft 2 going. The community will prevail.
Or am I so sane that you just blew your mind?
Super Mohican just subscribed.
Hell yeah. And here it is, the Mothership Rush. Oh, 2-bit, yes. Yes, let's go, guys. This is the most base build of baseness.
Or am I so
yo,
sane that you just
David Reinford, 69, or Lasak. Who is this? Skitoo giving 5. Skitoo, you're spending too much money. My friend, thank you so much, but dude, I'm more worried about you going broke here now.
71 just subscribed.
You damn legend. Skitoo, man.
Or am I so sane that you just blew your mind?
Let's freaking go.
_Renfert_69 just subscribed.
Skitoo is one of the big dick contributors to the tournament. Mothership going out. This is a lot of queens. Is this going to be minus 400, 400 or not? That's the question. We got Spores coming out. We got Glial Reconstitution for the Zerg Lord. We have a 2-base Protoss and double Stargate carrier. Wait, he's attacked. Oh no!
Morpheus just subscribed.
He almost killed his Stargate. What are we watching? This is a banger of a game. Thank you guys so much. We're close to a hype train. It should be, honestly, that should be a hype train already, but I don't know why not. Fucking Skitoo is a goddamn legend. I've known him in sales chat a little bit, and we got to become buds. And that's about it. Finesse, thank you for the 100 biddies. Hype train, let's go. What up, Finesse? Kirktown indeed, guys. We have the base recall. We have a Ling Flood coming on the other side. Fighting Frog desperately trying to hold this off. It's Roaches behind it. There's just there's a Void Ray in here. Battery Overcharge trying to do God's work. The carriers, the Void Rays, the Mothership trying to get damage done on the other side. It's just a push against the push. One Void Ray trying to clean this up. No target firing for the moment, really. And this is just a lot of Zerg pushing in. We did have a recall of the recall going on. This is like a recall of a recall happening as the Mothership is recalled back after recalling the carriers and Void Rays before. The Nexus in the low ground gonna go down for Fighting Frog. Oh my god, it almost survived. If that lived, that would have been crazy. That would have been like a 5 HP Nexus. Hype Train level 4. There we go. The 100 bits sealed the deal. Let's fucking go. We got a level 4 Hype Train. Now it's a little more accurate. The scam train cometh. Exactly. Alright. So. Wow. The Hype Train is separating me from the banger of a game we got going on. This is definitely a scrappy one. And a classic from Fighting Frog. Oh my good lord, this is crazy. The 4 carrier, 2 Void Ray push against a million Queens in a Spore. Actually 3 Void Rays and 4 carriers. 2 more Void Rays in production. There are 6 Corruptors coming, but the more Voids in production... Oh no, Prismatic Alignment being activated is actually going to be a bit of a problem. It's a little premature because there are Corruptors coming. He's going to need this to fight the Corruptors. There isn't going to be too many, and he might get a few astray, which means this army will beat the Zerg army if he can pick a few off in production or on the side flank. Queens are falling. He is going to have to target fire these. There's a couple really injured carriers, but GG is called. Fighting Frog coming in with the Mothership Rush, which makes it based. It's not just Sky Toss then. Mothership Rush, the best meme. Let's be real here. That is a very good Protoss meme right there. Very, very cool stuff. Oh. I have to message Fighting Fraud. All right. Oh, dude, Fighting Frog is a very well-rounded OG player. He knows cheeky strategies, he knows cheeses, he knows all 3 races. And, oops, again, I scuffed the scoreboard. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. Give it up for our red Zerg player. It is Zerglord. And his opponent in the upper left. Give it up for our blue Platinum Heroes player. It is Fighting Frog. Darkstrafe. I thought smoking was a Terran thing. Well, you're mistaken. I hope to quit smoking one day here, but... You know, like, realistically... Smoking inside, too disgusting. But, you know. Yeah. I am... Judgment. Come on, man. I have my Silver League buds BMing me because I'm not Terran usually. Still love you. But... I do play a little Terran. I play a little Zerg. Still not good at Protoss, even. Protoss is my main race. Zerg used to be my number 2, can be again, but I have fun playing Terran sometimes. But let's be real, guys. Overall, you never know what to predict in my games anyway. But for the most part, when we're playing Protoss, you could be like, oh, it's macro day. But listen, you never know what you're going to get in my games. Oh yeah, my Terran shit, but well, I don't know. It's because I haven't played it that much, really, as far in all the races in StarCraft 2 and Ladder. But we are getting it. Listen, I got enough stress in my life where I don't want to whine about things too often. That's why. I like, you know... I prefer not being supply blocked often. Oh, I know. I know you are. I gotta give you shit too, Skitoo. Even though you're a fucking legend, you still get... We get our back and forth shit. It's a shit NATO Randers. And Judgment too, for that matter. I flame Judgment. That's why he sends me replays. I just flame Finesse, and that's why I send him replays. Or he sends me replays. Alright, guys. One day we're going to see Skitoo ladder and send replays. That's the goal. I want to see Yeti coaching Skitoo. And actually get him to play some 1v1 games. That would be based. For this tournament, it's kind of an invitational. There is like an open bracket kind of. Miss Cavera put this on. Shout out to Miss Cavera, guys. Actually, I haven't done that. She is a legend. A really good friend of mine. Guys, make sure you give her a follow. The lovely Swedish Miss Cavera. Bringing us a $5,000 StarCraft tournament. Which is Omega based. And she's been a friend of mine for quite a while now, too. The shit winds are blowing. Can we get an exclamation mark Leahy, too? I don't have the gifts. Oh, I do have the gifts enabled. Good. Good. Alright, looking like a standard opener this game. Let's see what cheeky plays we have started. It is an Oracle opener from Fighting Frog. He looks like he is going for possibly something like the hero build, maybe. Going for super early third base. Yes, it is. This is going to be the hero build. Fighting Frog not going to be as caught off guard. So, well, it could just be an Oracle opener, but you don't see a Forge just yet. You did a 1v1? I'm talking ranked 1v1 ladder, broski. That's my goal. I'm only teasing you, too. Kanan, what's up? Mr. Kanan here. We're going to get it. I think it's worth getting over speed versus thought. Sky Toss. Honestly, Kanan, it can be good when you're learning the game earlier on, but usually every Zerg player I know would say it's not a good idea to rush Overlord speed. From everybody from APOP to, you know, like rushing you'll see a lot of Diamond players get it, Kanan. But at the same time, like early on, you don't want to skip, like, it sets you back on gas for everything else, and it does set you back on minerals. Like, you're going to delay your tech is the downside. Just using your overlords and lings earlier to scout is probably the best way to go about it. Getting it after, definitely recommend you don't get in the habit of it, but if you're really worried about like DTs or something, or you keep dying to a common thing, it's a worthy investment at some point. I'm just saying, don't rush Overlord speed. Is there a bracket? It is on the Liquipedia, because the bracket had some issues, unfortunately. A little unfortunate situation with the bracket. Oh, there's gonna be 3 bays blink into this Blink Stalker Disruptor from Fighting Frog. Interesting. See, you can see he's playing a little bit more old school. He rushed the third, but it doesn't look like he's really setting up for it. This may be just a 3 base push. We'll see. He's just now going into Forges. Double Forge. Is he going to go into Colossus? Interesting. The second robotics facility finishing up. It's probably going to take a 4th base. This is a macro game. Oracle going out trying to find some pressure. Did get a kill, but so far not too much. Just an Overlord and Creep Tumors going down. Neither player really finding much value on either side. The probe is going to go down to the 4th base. That is going to be an early 4th. This is a really greedy build from our Protoss player, but the Zerg Lord's not really pushing out just yet. He's setting up for it. He's starting to pump out those roaches and glial reconstitution. Spore Crawler going down. 7 Overlords on the way. And yeah. Nice rev tag on the 3rd base, just getting some information on what's coming up, and may actually catch some of these roaches popping, so he may scout a push, because this is going to be a big push from the Zerg Lord. He's going into ranged attacks with melee and ranged attacks with centrifugal hooks. Glial reconstitution going to finish. This is going to be a big push. 78 workers. We're just going to see some big hammering down on the roach and ling button, and possibly a Bane bust as well. Decent pressure from our Zerg player. 4th base trying to go down for Protoss. Zerg Lord not really focusing on macro at this point. He's going to attack up. He may take a base behind this. We'll see. But I think he's just going for a big ass Roach Ling Bane. Roach Rav Ling Bane push. Probably from a couple different sides. We do have ground weapons and ground armor on the way. Disruptors to pile up. So Blink Stalker, Disruptor, and Colossi with extended thermal lance. No extended thermal lance. All right, you might have wanted to research that somewhere in here, but that's a lot of gas, and with that delayed... It's not really a delayed fourth. It's still a fast as fuck fourth, by the way. That Ling didn't really do too much. The fourth is going to be scouted. Again, a greedy build, but Fighting Frog's still getting out a pretty decent army. But the heavy Ling composition, there's a lot of Banes that came in as well, is going to be a problem. The 1-1 is not done. That fourth base is in trouble. He's going to attempt a recall. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this base. Battery overcharge, not going to be able to get down. And there goes that energy boost on the shield batteries as the Nexus falls. So a little too greedy play and a pretty well-timed push from the Zerglord. All right, his Infestation Pit's about to finish up with melee plus, or rather missile attacks +1. Melee is going to follow. It's going to be melee +2. So there's going to be some very strong Zergling Ling Bane army with a good amount of Ravagers behind it for some support. Not a ton, just a little bit of Roach Rav. This is 123 army supply for our Zerg player. Fighting Frog did macro up and get the probes, but losing that base means he's not going to be able to use them for a while optimally. Overseer getting targeted, but it's just a little bit of distraction. Good scouting, too, from the Zerglord. Zerglord is going to take a 5th base. He did secure it down behind this, so he is really set up. Taking another one as well. Going into a hive. It's looking scary for a Protoss player. He's going into 2-2 for ground weapons and armor, interestingly enough. Trying to make some tankier Stalkers and, you know, give some support for his Robo units a bit. Disruptor is not going to catch on to this. Baneling's connecting into him. There's not a lot of Roach Ravs, so Disruptors are super helpful. Are going to help clean up some of the Lings, though, however, on the flank. There's a big army on the other side. Is he going to be forced to cancel? Fighting Frog actually takes an army supply lead for a second, so he's going to be able to hold this, but 23 workers falling in total from the 3rd and 4th bases is not what he was hoping for. It's 56 to 77 workers, and we'll see what's coming on up. We do have Adrenal Glands coming in Aspire for our Zerg player. Is this going to be a Mutafall? We are getting into Archons finally for Fighting Frog. Stevie J, yeah, this is a Qualifiers is, you've already played the Opens. Stevie comes in here like he's a pro player. You're fucking hilarious, kid. You are a fun guy. This isn't like an Open per se. I think earlier on there's probably an Open stage, but when you see Qualifiers, that means players have, like, it is the opening part, but like we're at a second stage of Qualifiers. So there is a certain degree of invitation to this tournament. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I'm just saying that this, this is Miss Caveira's tournament, and again, a bit more kind of invitational format. War Dog, how you doing? You guys crack me the hell up sometimes. Well, all the time, but you know, in many different ways, in your own brands of funny. Alright, we got a recall coming in. Disruptor trying to catch some value and help to keep this alive. There's a lot of Zerg just pushing through, cleaning up more workers. That base looks like it's in trouble. The Roach Rav could probably take it down on its own. The Fighting Frog is not going to go down without fighting. He's got a decent army here. But at the same time, look at this Bane bust. He's going to have to throw away a lot of money in Stalkers to try to save things. Going to try to keep the wall. The Disruptor helps, but the Gateway is going to fall pretty easily. Will this 3rd base fall? Fighting Frog putting up a hell of a defense as good as he can. It's not looking good for him, but this is costing our Zerg player a lot of money. That is one dead 4th base, however. I think basically all he can do is try to push. He's got to try to retain something. The fact that he hasn't been able to mine much in a while, too, but he is still pumping things out, means he's going to have to push. It's going to be +3 ground weapons and shields. Shields going to finish up before. I think he's going to have to try to some kind of last-ditch effort push, basically, is Fighting Frog's chance. You know. But yeah, if you see open tournaments, those are usually the ones you'll be looking for, and you know, or MMR cap tournaments. All right. Extended Thermal Lance Colossi coming out, +3 ground weapons on the way. We'll see what happens here. Actually, our Zerg army is going to be getting to be maxed out more, but Fighting Frog, if he can retain units, he can actually end up in a larger army supply which could be a problem. Greater Spire coming down, so that is the play with that Spire. It is not going to be like Mutas and a Harass on the side. There was still a decent amount of Stalkers with Archons out. He didn't want to do that. He's going to go right into Broodlords, and he has a pretty big economy. But our Protoss player is going to have +3 ground weapons, and his upgrades are looking pretty scary. Our Zerg player is going for +3 ranged attacks. But I don't think there's going to be Broodlords for a while. And that said, Fighting Frog is still somehow staying in this. He's actually played this really well, and that was a hell of a defense. Zerglord had a really scary army. Scary pushes. He actually got some great damage, but it was all about army retention and continuing upgrades and not... He just traded really well. There's a lot of micro involved in that, believe it or not. It may be like, oh, well, Protoss pumped up now. That he made a lot of smart decisions to retain this army. Oh, Storm's coming in, but a lot of this army's going to fall. Speaking of which, there's not a damn thing he can do about it. The Corrupt, there's going to be a bit of a problem. The Colossi does fall, but look at that micro from Fighting Frog. Good game, good luck. He's going to take it in a 2-0. Yes. Yeah, everybody you see here is at least Masters 1, Grandmasters at different levels. Upwards of 6Ks. That was some sick defense. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it does happen from time to time. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is you don't want to get overconfident. You know what I'm saying? The drive to get to Masters is good, but I always can work on things. Let's see here. And it's the fight with the ladder, you know? Alrighty, here. I actually have to do something in between. You tell when you lost the frog? Well, I mean, he played Zerg. You did really well, Gref. Considering you're a cannon rusher against the 12 pool in 3 games, I think you did pretty good. Oh, yeah, man. All the Katowice is replays are available. I'm trying to find a series. Seeing where we're at. I gotta actually check my phone while we're at it. I'm trying to find it. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I am going to be waiting for Sears. All right, let's see here. We will see what's going on. Unfortunately, we're in a bit of a wait. I actually want to see what we can do for the bracket. Your friends are in Poland at the moment. The reason I doubt they will be home yesterday will be here. Poor Han Mono has been staying this for 10 hours. And it's got to be like 6 in the morning. Let me see here. All right, so we have Baby Marine versus Shadown. And the score is 1-1. I was hoping to catch this series. They've been going on for a long time. So we got a PVT. Rainer's brother versus Shadown, Chad. Shadown's a ridiculously good Protoss player. Hey, how you doing, Chad? What's up, brother? All right, guys. Match point. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Gressfan. In the red, representing Team Roddy. Give it up for Baby Marine. Rainer 2.0, Maru 3.0. And his opponent in the bottom right, representing Platinum Heroes, give it up for Shadown in the blue. Very good Protoss players. We've got a PVT on Gressfan. This should be a good one. Getting a little bit of diversity here in the games today. All right. We will see. You know, I wish I should have asked for the Passioncraft logo too. I could probably just grab it. I feel bad that I didn't do that, but we were a little late to the draw today on this. There were some technical difficulties and some things, but it's going pretty well, all things considered. Alrighty. Alright, we got a double gas opener for Baby Marine. A little chiseling at SCVs. Nothing too crazy other than the double gas. Could be a cheeky play from Baby Marine, we'll see. Obviously going for a 1-1-1. Miss Cavera. Yes, we got shit down. Alright. Yeah, it's going to be Core before Nexus. Pretty standard opener from Shadown as well. That being said, curious to see if we have something cheeky with this double gas. It's looking pretty standard for the setup so far. I think it's just going to be a Barracks Factory opener. We might just see Hellions. Reaper Hellion opener. Maybe into a Widow Mine drop. He may go for an Armory. We'll see. Alright, Shadown, looking around for proxies or anything cheeky after the scout seeing the double gas, getting information earlier. He's doing a Stargate opener. And, I don't know, I'm kind of hoping he goes Phoenix. It's going to be a tech lab. Okay, so he's going for a Cyclone first. Shadown may go for Phoenix Colossus or Phoenix Charge. We'll see. He may just do an Oracle opener. That would be a little unfortunate. Situation. Oh no, he's not paying attention. The Adept doesn't get a strike on the Reapers. These Reapers are certainly going to get some value. Oh no, 2 Adepts. Okay, that could work out, but still, losing some probes is unfortunate for Shadown. All right, 3 probes fawns, not great, but this ain't Ogre. More importantly, okay, it is going to be Phoenixes. Our Protoss player needs to get some information. Reaper's still going to be annoying. Is going to go down onto the natural Reaper Cliff. 3 Adepts out. I'd like to see Shadown take a couple Adepts and push across the map. This could be a cheeky, really early push, but I don't think so. We are going 3 Rex Factory, actually. Wow, a double gas 3 Rex Factory build. Pretty cool stuff. So he is going to have Stim with this. It may just end up being into a 3-1-1 altogether, but still... I really don't hate this for Baby Marine. This could be a situation where it could end up in the build order counter, which is a little unfortunate. Phoenix is going to scout the Reaper. Is only the one out for now. He's just going to buy some time. Phoenix number 2 coming in. And he's going to have to use some energy against this. That being said, using a couple Phoenix earlier for scout puts you in jeopardy. Losing someone with the Cyclone out and some Marines. You could take some hull damage. The important thing is Phoenix retention. And this looks like it's probably going to be Phoenix Charge. It could be a wacky Phoenix Colossus, but I don't think so. I'm assuming this is Phoenix Charge. That said, there's 2 gases. That's really the tell is 2 gases, an early third. You play a kind of gateway man, and you're just pumping gas into Phoenixes at first, eventually getting a Templar Archives usually. Maybe going for a Forge. Alright, Phoenix is going to get a catch on the Cyclone, but smartly he disengages so he doesn't take any hull damage from the Marines. Alright, third base is well underway. On the other side, Combat Shields and Stem are going to finish up here pretty soon. eBay on its way. Baby Marine posturing out, and now we're starting to get some more Phoenixes over here. He's keeping Baby Marine occupied. And there it is. It's a 2-tank Marine push with Stem and Combat Shields. +1 is not going to be a factor in this, I don't think. You're going to have a... Yeah, this is like a Hero Marine opener. This is looking very much like a Hero Marine opener, but with Phoenix Charge, we'll have some Stalkers. There's going to be some more Gateways. Yeah, some more shield batteries is a good call, but this is hitting before charge is done from this opener, so it still could be quite a bit of a problem for a Protoss player to hold. He doesn't have any sentries to wall this off, which is usually a play in this. All right. So a little bit of a micro battle about to come in. We do have a shield battery in the back. The first one in the foreground is going to complete, but it's going right the hell down. Battery overcharge activated. Yeah, we're going to have to see some micro from Showdown. Baby Marine hitting hard here. Concussive shells to follow. There are no Marauders immediately in the army, but with these missile turrets, it's going to be a tough break of the siege. Our Protoss player's waiting for charge. The shield battery's depowered. All he can do is just take the pressure. He's going to come back in with the Phoenixes. He does depower both, or depower. He stopped both missile turrets coming in at the last second. So the Phoenixes could take care of the tanks after charge is completed. A little bit of an awkward position for Showdown to come in here. Phoenix is actually going to help this as they pick up a couple of siege tanks, but there's just not enough energy, not enough Phoenixes just yet. Zealots coming in hot, actually taking care of it. The tanks are taking care of the pushes held, and our Protoss is on 3 bases. That was a pretty good hold. Now we need to see some follow-up. Army supply in favor of Showdown, but Baby Marine still in it. He's got concussive shells. He's going to have +1 infantry weapons done here in a minute. Medivacs and Widow Mines coming out. And the Marauder count growing for some of it, but Phoenix charge a lot do be a little strong. Do have a Forge and Robo follow-up, interestingly enough, for Showdown. He's probably going for a War Prism. He may just go right into Colossi. We'll see. We shall see. All right, behind this was very committed on 2 bases, so Baby Marine not having a 3rd base just yet. He may just set up for one anyway, but at first he knows he needs to get into a little bit of defense. Showdown just posturing like he's, he's getting a read on this situation with the Phoenix remaining. And he is making the full transition. There's the Templar Archives and +1 ground weapons on the way for Showdown. All right, here we go. 4th base going down for Showdown. We'll see what we got from here. Okay, he's getting out an Immortal, so it's going to be like an Immortal Archon charge. A lot of push possibly, but they got that Robo Bay. He's going to need some splash damage against this. Oh, it's a boys pull. This is definitely a 2-base all-in. Baby Marine's trying to come back again. 4th base is completed. I don't think it was greedy, being that he held, but it kind of was a bit of a tell that at least was pretty committed on 2 bases, but look at this. The boys are pulled. Widow Mines are out. They're scouted. There's not a lot of Phoenix left. There's no Observer. That 4th base looks in trouble. Actually, the whole game looks in trouble. The Widow Mines being there with no detection, and there's no AoE. Robo base started up. There's a Ghost Academy behind this coming, which doesn't really matter for the moment, because realistically, Showdown needs to survive. He doesn't have much in terms of army supply. This is a scary timing from Baby Marine. And the Widow Mine's going to make a lot of trouble for this. Probes falling left and right. Showdown getting, like, massacred here. Maybe he was a little greedy behind this after all. Losing the robotics facility is really rough. There was no shot he'd have a Colossi. Like, if it was even on the high ground, he wouldn't have had a Disruptor out yet. And honestly, I wouldn't have hated one in this case, just because of the type of engage that Baby Marine's doing. And when you have Widow Mines and GG, oh my gosh, Baby Marine takes Showdown down in a little bit of an upset, quite honestly. Very well done, but man, that was a little bit of an upset. Baby Marine is still continuing to improve here. Very, very cool stuff. Sorry to see that for Showdown, though, on the other end. Oof. Those pushes do be strong. All right. So that was a bit of an upset right there. For sure. Awa, 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 awa. What's up, Sibajan? Oof. Sorry, guys. I'm just not sure what is to come yet. Okay, Baby Marine versus... Replicant. And Saffron is covering Eric versus Eric Fire. Here we go, guys. All right, all right, all right. This is going good. And it's the first game of the series, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood. In the red, give it up for a Replicant from HTT. And his opponent in the bottom left, that are representing Team Roddy's back in. We got a TBT here. Shake things up. It is Baby Marine. All right, let's see what these guys got for us. Is this going to be a banger? No SCVs going across the map, so we're not going to see any proxy racks in game number 1 anyway. I'm sure we're going to see them somewhere in this series, but who knows? Looks like we had a bunch of little upsets here and there in this tournament so far. And we'll see what is to come. Alright, yeah, just a standard double gas opener for both. Nobody's going to be ballsy and take a Reaper Fast Expand in this one. Which I don't blame him, it is TVT. Replicant going for a Scout. Baby Marine, not so much. Would like to see a Scout. I think an SCV Scout's worth it in TVT. And hell, in any matchup, realistically, but... That being said, he's going to leave himself a little exposed, but Replicant get the, well, both players getting the supply depot up at the Reaper Cliff. Always a smart move, and yeah, just a standard opener from both. Question is, who's going to be a little more aggressive? Oh, Replicant's actually going to send his Reaper across the map right away. Is he? Is he changing his mind? Is he changing his mind? He's not. He's going to posture out to see what he's up against. So, okay, it's going to be a Reaper into Reactor versus a Reaper into Reactor. Okay, both of them are going to send the Reaper across the map. Who's going to strike first? Oh. Yeah, Replicant might actually get the first shot in this case. We'll see. They're both just posturing in the middle. Replicant going to back off a bit. So a very... Mirror opener for a mirror matchup. Welcome, Ace the 13th. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. And here we have it. It's going to be a 1-1-1 from both. A Widow Mine opener from Replicant for just to maybe get some damage for a little push from Baby Marine. In case of a mass of Reapers and Hellions, it is going to be 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions, though. Both players kind of pretty similarly, but just 1 Hellion for Replicant. Being a little more defensive, but he's got his tech lab on the way. Both players going right into a... Is this a Cyclone? Up Siege Tank opener from Baby Marine. He's going to go right into Siege Tank production. Just skipping that first Cyclone. Going in for a medevac. He's going for a push. So Baby Marine is going to go for a little 2-base push. I'm pretty confident of. We'll see if we get a cheeky 3rd CC instead. But when you see a medevac this early with a Siege Tank and Reactor Marine production, yeah. 100%. It is going to be a Marine tank push a little earlier. Probably with 2 Siege Tanks. He might just go with the 1. Truthfully. Ooh. Baby Marine not hiding this. I thought he saw the Hellion. He's basically tipped his hat. Alright, we do have a Raven coming out for Replicant. He is getting a Siege Tank in production. And, yeah, he's a little supply block. Both players supply blocked at 54-54. This is the biggest up-a-tree meme at the moment. The 54-54 supply block, guys. On 2 sides. Yep, and there is that push. The classic Marine drop on the high ground. Reaper's coming to the side, though. That's pretty nice. He doesn't get the snipe on the SCV before this. The auto turret going to come in clutch. Siege Tank still holding the line, but it looks like it might be in a little bit of trouble. That said, I'm not really sure. Oh, it's cleaned up. Baby Marine coming with a nasty push. There is a Siege Tank on the high ground for Replicant. Siege Tank is going to fall for Baby Marine, but he's going to get a couple Hellions in here. Guess what? That Widow Mine's going to come in clutch. Oh, Siege Tank falls for Replicant. Baby Marine getting all sorts of damage. The trade's really scrappy, but no, it's very one-sided here. Baby Marine taking some very good fights. The Raven almost down. It's out of energy. Just 1 Siege Tank for Replicant. He's trying to get out some Marines. The drop still continuing. Every damage he gets is very good. He's going to get the Raven. That's a huge catch on top of it. Not so much a big kill in workers, but 8 is still huge. The 3rd CC going down for Replicant. It doesn't really matter. Baby Marine's got one on the way. He's just getting so much value here. Replicant is going into stim, though. Baby Marine getting another racks down. What the heck happened here? Oh, no, he does have 1 building. It was just a pathing. He's just getting a 2nd racks. All right, there's his 3rd coming behind it. And that being said, Baby Marine is forced off, trading in God-tier fashion pretty much. A couple Vikings is going to scare this away, but Baby Marine's not done. He's going to push out again. The Vikings probably going to end up going for a drop. They were scouted, but kind of awkward position there. All right. So the quicker stem could come into play, and you know how TBT goes. Depending how this ends up, could be a little wild. There are more Siege Tanks for Replicant to defend this. Nice splits from Baby Marine, though. He's going to kill 2 tanks. Does he get the 3rd? He does have stim on the way. Vikings getting landed behind this like I called it, but I don't think it's going to matter. Baby Marine's going to take game number 1 pretty convincingly. GG. Very cool stuff. And again, thank you guys for all the support today. Holy shit. Sorry about that. Trying to get some things in line here. Get a little bit of lagarino here. Oops. Ha. My mistake too. I will be going on to game number 2 in just a moment. I need to get some water. Baby Marine is on fire today. Starting off with a W after taking Shadown down. Taking Shadown to Kirktown, I should say. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right, here. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gressfan in the red. Representing HTT, it is a Replicant. And his opponent in the upper left, representing Team Roddy in the blue. Give it up for Baby Marine. All right, a little bit of a push out here, and we'll see what happens. Baby Replicant going for a proxy racks opener. Looks like it's just going to be single racks for now. Just the proxy Reaper opener. Trying to be a little more aggressive, and he is going to get his barracks done a little sooner. And I don't know, just one racks. Not very committed, but at the same time, it could actually push you back. And it's not right up in like triangle third or something, so Reaper's going to have to path around these rocks, etc. It's not quite super fast. It may just even out to be a Reaper versus Reaper fight anyway. So, double gas opener from both. And we'll see what Baby Marine finds. He's scouting this time. Are we going to see a mech replicant this game? That's the question. That is the question. Reaper is immediately started, so it's not really that much of a lead realistically in terms of time of it going. And there's just going to be a scouter supply depot here. But with the pathing and stuff, okay, Replicant making it look like it's a normal scout. And he is going for a factory, so he's kind of tipped his hat. Something cheeky's going on, possibly. I think Baby Marine knows this is... Yeah, he's going to bunker down. He's got his position over here. His Reaper's going to come out just a hair faster, but by the time it paths over here, I don't really think it was worth it other than mind games. And with the scout, it doesn't matter. The Reaper's just going to go back home, and I think the barracks will as well. No, he's going to build another Reaper. So this could be a straight-to-reactor on the factory, and just the Reapers and Hellions in a different manner, but the barracks is going to have to get back home. For sure. Baby Marine just going into a Marine. Wow, that's funny. He just skips a Reaper altogether. Wow, that was a big mind game in a way. Okay, no, he didn't skip a Reaper. His Reaper did go across the map, but it is going to fall. Looks like... Yeah, Replicant's going to win that battle. And he does have another Reaper to fight. Yep, he's going to come catch them from the side. That looks like one dead Reaper for Baby Marine. Bunker is canceled. This is a bold move. I guess Replicant may get some damage after all. And he's going right into a tech lab. What the hell is this game? All right, that's an interesting choice. And with the CC, so some mind games on both sides. And just with two Reapers, he kind of sets the pace for the game a little bit. Magfield accelerators being researched, so we're probably going to see Battle Mech here. It may just be an opener, but very likely to be a Battle Mech play from Replicant. Oh, and by the way, Baby Marine is up a point. Sorry about that. All right, a high ground CC. Baby Marine's basically been forced to play it safer. And behind this, Replicant's over here unscouted that he's got a CC down right on location. Going to be finishing up here soon. So he's going to have a faster orbital. And he's teching up pretty heavy. Yeah, there's a second factory coming, so it is going to be Battle Mech for a Replicant. Which may go okay. We'll find out. No, there's no delay. It's just there was me missing the score, Sibajan. Ooh, the Scouter Barracks even still out with this. Second factory going to finish up. We're already going to see two more gases going down for Replicant, so he's going to be economically ahead and just really just start pumping out some Cyclones very shortly in two factory production. And Baby Marine is just going to finish his first command center. It's not even an orbital yet. All right, the starport follow-up for Replicant. Is this going to be Cyclones and Blue Flame Hellions eventually? We'll see. Is this going to be over quick? That's the question. We do have a Raven, though. We have siege tanks in production for Baby Marine. Magfield Accelerator is going to be finishing up here very shortly. And this barracks is going to come in clutch. And there it is. Double factory Cyclone production for now. The starport finishing up soon. Is he going to go Vikings or Ravens? That's the question. Oh, he's going Liberator. Oh, okay. I honestly don't hate that. Siege tank is scouted. The mag field accelerator cyclones are still going to be trying to be careful here. Oh, I love this. The Reaper's trying to force a disposition for Baby Marine. Very cool stuff. Reaper's getting some pretty good value over here. All right. And with the 2 supply depots, 3rd CC coming down, Replicant looks like in a good position, but he is forced in a mech, but this just means he can transition to tanks. Stim is on the way for Baby Marine, and I think with a little bit of mind gaming, he did the best choice he could. He just goes, you know what, we'd have a proxy barracks, but we're just going to start out into a Jebaited macro game into mech. With a force to save for play Baby Marine. Is that a reactor going on the starport? It is. And we are going to see Iraq's being rebuilt because the barracks fell. He needs that to produce factories, etc. Well, factories at the least. Liberator actually going to get some kills here. Baby Marine not reacting. He's going to lose a few SCVs. That is a 4-kill Liberator. He's going to get the hell out of there. And, man, Replicant looks like he's in a commanding position. He could have dropped a mule to save that, but oh, he was trying to set an SCV up. All right, let's take a look at the tank count, etc. It's even on tanks, but there's going to be double tank production, but no bio for Replicant. He's going into Vikings. Okay, Replicant just kind of scouting with the SCVs. Keeping the Liberator's going to have some vision on the side, but Baby Marine going to send a Raven out and a double medevac stim drop. He might be able to get some good counter damage here. There is a siege tank in position for defense, however, and some other ones postured. I like how they're between the natural and the main. Replicant does have basically a defense on every side. The Cyclones do get out of position. He senses something is up. He's got some really good map control. But that said, the tank's pushing out. It's going to be a bit of a problem. However, 4 mag field accelerator Cyclones can be a bit of a problem for Baby Marine, but Stim to win. Oh, buddy, as Gamer Richie would say. We're going to have a little bit of OJ Snimpson here from Baby Marine. So his drop was pushed out. Baby Marine's still going to continue the push. There's a lot of tanks out. There's more incoming. Vikings coming. The 3rd base is finishing up. Baby Marine's going for his 3rd, though. I do like that. Combat shields on the way. We do have +1 infantry weapons. Scouter barracks out in the field again. Will it catch this army? It may just do that. All right, Replicant just playing turtle mech here. For the moment, he's going for a sensor tower, but guess what? Interference Matrix 1 comes down, Interference Matrix 2 comes down on the siege tanks in the front. Baby Marine going into a siege position of his own. Little stim here. The bio kind of pushing a little too far forward. He's going to need some of this to protect the tanks. Baby Marine does need to unsiege. Is he going to save the forward position tank? No, he is not. He is going to back off for a minute. Replicant is still securing the lead, but that was still a nice little bit of harass at the least from Baby Marine. He's trying to buy time, get some trades. He's massively down in workers and supply, but he is going into upgrades and he's going bio. But it's still Marine tank. Marauder, I do like that. You definitely need some Marauders in the mix if you're playing bio versus mech. All right, medevac's coming out. We'll see what happens. Trifecta Cyclone pushing. All right. Oh, wow. Baby Marine's going to attempt a big drop. 3 Cyclones going to put a lot of pressure here. The Marines going to try to chase this down, stimming forward. Are going to force the Cyclones to retreat. And this drop is going to have to find something, but there's a lot of defense. There's missile turrets up for days. There's a siege tank in defense. Double armory coming down for our mech player. This drop is going to be scouted by the Cyclones, but guess what? Are we going to see him drop right on it? No, they're just going to walk past each other awkwardly. The tanks and Vikings going to push out. He's going to have to drop these units, or the medevacs are in trouble. That's so many Vikings with the tanks. It's certainly going to be a problem. And now there's a high ground advantage on top of it for Replicant. Not a lot of bio here, so he can't just go stimming forward totally. Oh, can he? Now he's going to have to. He's got to do some kind of damage. Siege Tank's trying to get some damage over here. Viking's going to land. Oh, that actually goes okay for Baby Marine. He is going to retain these 3 tanks, and he's kind of putting himself in a good siege position. 4th base going down for Replicant. Baby Marine catching up a little at a time as much as he can, and he is just producing as much as he can at the moment. That was a good trade, though. That being said, there is a Liberator out. Marines try to catch it and do not. More Marines coming in the flank. Liberator behind this did catch a couple SCVs, building supply depots, but Baby Marine's still not supply blocked. Pretty good game. Ooh, Blue Flame Hellions being annoying. Kind of like a random adept push in awkward time in PvP. Getting some good damage. Alright, let's take a look at the trades, actually. Yeah, Baby Marine's been towing as much as he was set behind from the beginning from the mind games. Liberator, ooh, is gonna get at least a kill, forcing some more lost mining time that Baby Marine does not need. He's still pumping out SCVs, though, and he's still trying his best. Marine's gonna jump on top of the Liberator. Oh, and they do catch it. Very good catch for Baby Marine. He is leading an army supply, but there is some pretty good defensive positions, and Blue Flame Hellion's gonna be a problem to have added in this mix. Oh no, the Blue Flame Hellion's going to give some high ground vision. A lot of the bio getting chewed through, but the Hellions do have to respect the tank line. Tank's going to catch a missile turret here. It looks like an SCV. That's about it right now. And we're just seeing some defensive posturing for Replicant. Alright, Baby Marine. Yeah, he's just keeping to his 3 CC supply because he's been harassed. He's been having to deal with a lot of annoying things. Siege Tanks trying to take